beautiful treat to guarantee a beautiful morning. Coming right up on Weekend at the Cottage. Welcome to Weekend at the Cottage. I'm Nick Manojlovic. Imagine this. It's the holidays, maybe it's New Year's Day, and you walk in front of your family and friends with this very delicious cranberry orange bun wreath. So beautiful, so fruity, so festive. This is cause for celebration. At the end of this video, we know you're going to want to reference the full recipe, so I want to invite you to visit weekendatthecottage.com. When you're visiting our website, please subscribe to it. Look for this video plus 400 others on our dedicated YouTube channel. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Don't forget, drop us comments, thumbs up, and click that bell button for notifications. And then finally, find us on your favorite social media platforms. Even better, take a picture of your bun wreath and post it using hashtag #WeekendAtTheCottage on your favorite socials like Pinterest, Instagram, and Facebook. Okay, let's get back to this sensational cranberry orange bun wreath. It all begins with a trusted yeast dough, the same yeast dough we used for our sensational cinnamon buns. We're gonna start by boosting our yeast. Into a small bowl, half a cup of warm water. I'm then gonna add a little bit of sugar, probably about half a teaspoon. Stir it in with your finger, and then we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of yeast. Stir that in, and then cover with the plate. Let your yeast stand for 5 minutes to activate. We're now gonna head to stovetop, and we're gonna do a little something with some milk. I have a saucepan. I'm gonna add 1 cup of whole milk. Stir in half a cup of granulated sugar. Salty sweet, so 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. And then what would a yeast dough be without butter? 1 stick of butter, add it in, bring the milk to temperature, let that butter melt, and now bring it to work surface. We'll continue. The yeast is nice and bubbly. I now have the bowl of a stand mixer. We're gonna add that yeast and then pour in the warmed milk, stir them together, and now this recipe gets very floury. There are 5 cups of flour in the recipe. We're gonna take the first 2, add them into the bowl, stir that in, and then we're gonna place our bowl onto the stand mixer. Dough hook is attached. Bring the top down, we're gonna lock it, and then start the machine on a low setting. Now we have 2 eggs, crack them into a small bowl, whisk them together, add them into the bowl. Now we're gonna add the remaining 3 cups of flour, little by little. You'll start to see your dough comes together. Once all the flour is added, run the machine for 2 minutes and your yeast dough is ready. Lightly flour your work surface, turn the dough out onto the work surface. 2 things are gonna happen. We're gonna knead this dough for about 5 minutes. This is gonna build a nice elastic in the dough, but watch this fantastic trick. I have half a cup of chopped dried cranberries and half a cup of glazed orange peel. So I'm gonna roll out the dough a little bit, little sprinkle cranberries, little sprinkle orange, fold it up, knead it some more, add some more sprinkles of cranberries and orange until those 2 ingredients are fully incorporated. I have a large glass bowl, lightly greased. We're gonna transfer our dough into the bowl, cover, and place it into a warm location. Your dough is gonna double in size in 1 hour. While your dough is rising, we're gonna make a really tasty filling for our festive bun wreath. For the next step, you can use a chopper or food processor. I have fresh cranberries, add them into the canister, lid goes on, and pulse until they're finely chopped. You're gonna need 1 cup of those chopped cranberries for the recipe. Next up, an orange. I've peeled the orange, taken away the pith, and now I've broken it up into segments. We're gonna add the orange peel and the segments into the chopper, chop it up as well. You're gonna need half a cup of this chopped orange for our filling. Now we're going back to stovetop, small saucepan, moderate heat. We're gonna add that cup of chopped fresh cranberries. Let's add that half cup of orange. A little bit of sweetness, please, comes from 3/4 of a cup of dark brown sugar. Surprise, a little bit of nuttiness, 1 teaspoon of pure almond extract. Stir those ingredients together. When they come to temperature, reduce the heat to simmer. We're gonna cook this down for 5 minutes. Just saying, your kitchen is gonna start to smell really delicious at this point. Once your filling is done, we're going to transfer it to a small bowl, let it cool completely, and when it does, we're ready to roll our buns together. We're going to bring our dough back to our work surface, a little bit of flour on the work surface, and turn it out. You can see how light and fluffy this dough is becoming. We're going to flour a rolling pin and then roll the dough out until probably a 14-inch by 7-inch rectangle shape. Now we're gonna take that cooled filling, spread it out over top. Check out how gorgeous and beautiful that red and orange color is. Spread that filling out to the edge closest to you. Go right to the edge because that's where we're gonna start the roll. Once you've applied that filling, next step, more nuttiness. We're gonna add a 1/4 cup of almond flour, sprinkle it on top, and now it's time for the big roll up. Beginning close to you, we're gonna start to roll up that rectangle, push it away from you to the other edge of your work surface. I like a clean edge, so I take a sharp knife and just trim away left end and right end. Now watch this. I have a circular baking dish. It's actually a pizza stone. I've cut a piece of parchment into a circular shape. Now I'm lifting the dough. I'm gonna turn it out onto that pizza stone, and don't join the two ends, but bring them together to form that circular shape. Back with a sharp knife, we're gonna cut into the dough, not all the way through though, about 2/3 in. Do a cut, travel about an inch, another cut, and you're gonna be cutting directly down into the dough all the way around the circular shape. Now hand goes in and you twist, turn the dough a little bit and lay it down, and now you're starting to see that very colorful interior start to reveal. When you get to the top of the wreath, turn that last piece of dough to finish the wreath shape, and we're good to go. Well, actually we're almost good to go. We have to cover this again with our clean dish towel, place it into a warm location. We're gonna let this rise for 1 final hour. While it is, we're gonna do 2 things. A little skillet on stovetop. I have 1/2 cup of sliced almonds. Toast them up, get them nice and brown. We're gonna be using them for garnish. We're also gonna make a glaze. We're taking a small bowl, 2.5 cups of icing sugar. I have 2 tablespoons of butter at room temperature. Hand mixer, we start to combine those ingredients now, more nuttiness. Add 1 teaspoon of pure almond extract, 3 tablespoons of whole milk at room temperature. Little by little, keep mixing, and you've just created a beautiful glaze for our finished wreath. Transfer your glaze into a piping bag. We're gonna need that in a little bit. Right about now, your wreath is ready to be baked. We're gonna preheat our oven to 350 degrees. We're gonna transfer our wreath into the oven. You're gonna bake for 30 minutes. It's gonna plump up, get gorgeous and golden. When it comes out of the oven, let it sit for about 15 minutes before we do finishing touches. A pair of scissors to snip off the end of our piping bag, and then back and forth across the wreath for a very nice finish, and then a little sprinkle of our toasted almonds, and your bun wreath is ready to be enjoyed. And you gotta believe me on this, your friends and family are going to love you for serving this on your next special occasion. We do hope you make this wonderful festive bun wreath. I gotta tell you, just breaking into it and taking a little bit. Oh, this is very delicious actually. Cranberry orange bun wreath for everyone. I say happy holidays. Until next time, we'll see you again.